But I want to get your guys' opinion in the chat, and obviously I'm about to ask Brooks because Brooks is a journalist, right? So here is a perfect opportunity for me, not a journalist, to ask Brooks, a journalist, how he feels about this particular incident that happened, right? So let's talk tennis. Naomi Osaka, the best tennis player in the world. Would you agree with that?
If not the best one, definitely top three.
Top three, one of the best that there is today. One of the best all time already.
Already a legend, man. It's beating Serena multiple times.
Already a legend.
Y'all know who Serena is, and y'all know she's one of the greatest.
Yo,
if not the greatest.
Can we say that though, man? If Naomi Osaka's out here dogging Serena, who is right now the GOAT, then she's on her way to do some big things.
For sure. Absolutely. Bro.
Yeah.
And she's only 22, 23 years old. So for her
Right.
to be able to beat an icon like Serena means a whole lot for her, especially at such a young, like early stage of her career. Usually it takes people years to beat off like someone like a Serena. So for her to be able to do it right now speaks volumes about her.
Takes years to beat him off. But anyways, let's go ahead and introduce our topic though, man. So basically, if this is what I've gathered here, guys. So she missed a media session, right? I don't know if it was directly following the game, right? But she was supposed to sit down and talk to the media. She didn't want to do that. So she just straight up didn't go to the media session. She was fined $15,000 for it.
That's correct.
So go ahead.
She also said beforehand that she didn't want to do it because, you know, she feels like for one, the tennis media does not ask like really good questions. It's kind of just like, you know, dumb stuff. Ask a lot of the same things, and she says that even talking to them, it kind of sows seeds of doubt, like with them players whenever they have to go in after like losing a game, obviously. So you know, she just isn't with it, and you know, we can go from there.
Yeah, man. Hold on. Let me turn this music off real quick though. So basically, she doesn't want to show up to the media sessions, and it causes a shitstorm within the media, right? So they're all pushing out this. The media are you know how they are, bro. They start to push out a nasty narrative when it's you know against the media. So you don't want to talk to the media. You know why don't you want to do that? You know what you signed up for. And I'll get a little bit more specific in a minute, but she's saying, you know, I get anxiety, right? She withdrew herself altogether because of how pressure-packed that these situations are for her, and now she's the talk of the tennis town, the talk in the French Open for all the wrong reasons, and she feels like she's taking away shine from the other people that are out there playing some great tennis, and they're all talking about her and this media thing and her not wanting to talk to people. So she withdraws herself altogether, and she talks about how she's been having troubles with her mental health since the 2018 U.S. Open. Bro, she's mega famous, mega successful at a super young age. Anybody would feel anxious, especially somebody like her who's introverted.
Yeah, she's living in a glass bowl right now. Everybody can see what she does.
She's living in the fishbowl.
It's intense, man. Being that famous is a very intense thing because you can't even live a normal life sometimes, especially with social media. Bro, you post one thing and people are gonna be able to like it. They can say whatever the heck they want to. It's being famous probably sucks.
Man, what?
Probably sucks. Like from a Naomi Osaka to like a Serena.
Bro, imagine Jordan, dude.
Jordan, Michael Jackson, Janet. You know, whatever it may be, bro. You cannot literally do normal things that you could have done 10 years prior.
Yeah, man. But as far as the Serena or not Serena, Osaka situation, she's saying, I have anxiety already as an introvert, and I have to talk to the world's media, right? This is not your local Sally from across the street who's crushing the high school competition. This is the best tennis player arguably in the entire world, bro. So she got to talk to a lot of fucking people, right?
Yeah, bro.
I feel bad for her. They got to chill facts. Yeah, they do got to lay it easy on her. But and this is where my question to you, Brooks, is I was listening to Mike Breen, or not Mike Breen,
Mike
being in the spotlight comes at a cost, man. Yeah, exactly. I mean,
yeah, that's why fame sucks.
That's all, you know, par for the course. But What I wanted to ask you was this. I was listening to Mike Greeny on ESPN, right? And he was essentially saying there is no obligation for an athlete and the media, the traditional media, right? The people in there and in those sessions with their credentials and whatnot, they have no obligation to them. Their obligation is to the sport and to their fans, and obviously to the people that, you know, help them get to that point, family, whatever.
Right.
Do you agree, number one, that they have zero obligation to the media, athletes, and number two, and actually let me ask you that one first, and then I'll ask you the second question after.
So when you say zero obligation, do you mean like
zero, none,
zero obligation as in, oh, we don't have to talk to you, or
anything,
like, anything?
Because that's what I heard him. I'm going off of what I heard off the
That's what
Greeny
you're
thing.
hearing, and that's what you're interpreting. I would say, yeah, you don't have to talk to anybody that you don't want to talk to, like, and it happens all the time, bro. Tennis, basketball, football, whatever it may be. You can literally ignore whoever you don't like, or whoever you don't want to talk to. Like,
yep.
That goes for anybody, bro. And you can, if you don't want to talk to people, you could literally just give out a blanket statement like Marshawn Lynch did.
Yo,
I'm
what
just
up,
here so I
Bob?
won't get fined. You know, I would understand if anybody would want to do that, because obviously it's a lot of people that you gotta talk to, and that's overwhelming.
The world, bruh.
And the
world.
only obligation that someone has is as far as the sport goes, is like broadcasting, because that's who broadcasts that out to the world. You can't watch tennis, you can't watch basketball, football, soccer, whatever it may be, if someone isn't showing it. You know, but you don't have to talk to anybody. You don't have to give an interview out. You don't have to give them the best answers, especially when, like, you mentioned the fact that, you know, like you could be a Kevin Durant and have your own media company, and you can say whatever you want to do, or say whatever you want to say to, like, your own people. You could do Players Tribune, and you can just tell the story from there. So there's a lot more ways to talk to people other than just through media or traditional media, like going to a Stephen A. Smith or me or whoever it may be.
So what do you think then? What would be your conclusive? Do you feel they have an obligation to media, or do they not have an obligation to media?
I would say they don't. They don't have to say anything to anybody. You know, for anybody to say they have to talk to them, nah. You can just say what you want to say, as far as like Marshawn Lynch did, and that'd be the end of it. You know, people are gonna say bad things about you, but
Yo, shout out to that boy Marshawn, bro.
Protect your chickens. That's all I care about.
Yo, protect it, and that's it. Yo, Marshawn was on to something, bro, because he say protect your chicken. That's exactly what, or work on your chicken. I don't remember exactly how he said it, but this is essentially what Naomi Osaka's doing. She said, you know what, fuck this, man. If she stays, she'll probably win the whole shit, but she's not trying to focus on that. She's not even trying to focus on being the center of the attention out there. Obviously, she.
Yeah, I mean, she literally dropped out of the French Open because she didn't want to be a distraction.
Exactly.
Like, you guys are literally proving the point by literally hyper focusing on her and not wanting to talk to media. You know, like, the people that organized the event, they had like a caption talking about, oh, these people understood the assignment. People that were talking to the media. Like, that doesn't help you at all, and you're making it worse by giving her more anxiety, giving her more depression, and all these things.
So Brady says they do have those requirements in their contracts.
Yeah, they do, but that doesn't, like, if you don't want to talk to somebody, then you have no. You don't have to do it, bro.
Shoot, if I were in their positions, man, and that shit is in my contract, bro, and I don't want to do it, bro, you better be goddamn making a lot of money. You better be one of them top dogs, so you those fines, those $15K fines don't hurt as much. But
I think she's within like the top 15 or 20 as far as endorsements go. So $15,000 isn't a whole lot if she's investing her money right and all that. So.
I personally, bro, I just think I think it's crazy how different things are these days, right? You don't need to really talk to the media, as, you know, like, as an athlete. It doesn't really do much for them. I guess for a tennis player, you know, they're pushing out the sport of tennis, which isn't as popular in this country as maybe basketball or football, or it may not be as much of a worldwide draw as like soccer or something like that.
Right.
But if they really wanted to talk to people, they're going to want to talk to their fans. They're going to want to talk to on social media. It's so different now. It's not like before where pressers were what everybody was waiting on. You know what I mean? Like somebody could just go on their story right now and the presser will have no anticipation behind it. So
and I wouldn't even say that the media pushes out the sport or whatever it may be. The broadcasters do.
Or the broadcasters.
That's who literally show us the game. You know what I mean? Fox Sports, NBC, ESPN, whoever it may be. They broadcast the games. They have the commentators to speak about what's going on the court, field, whatever it may be. Me, literally, I just ask people questions after the game. Like, I literally just say, hey, what's going on here? You tell me. I go from there. I quote you. But otherwise, like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, and I don't even want to be the type of person that's, like, gonna lie on people and say these different things. Like, I'm gonna talk to you if you want to talk. But if you don't, no hard feelings, bro. Because I gotta do my job and I'll talk to somebody else.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
What does a better version of athlete press look like to y'all?
That's my sister.
Oh, I was about to say, is that your
Hey,
fan
Liz.
base?
How are you? She's from LA.
Oh, what's up, Elizabeth?
Yeah. What does a better version of athlete press look like to y'all?
A better version of athlete press? Oh man, I would say. See, that's a great question, man. I'll let you answer that. You're more of the media guy, so
I would say.
What do you think?
Like, because you and I, we've spoken about this before, like not asking the type of questions where you're like, oh, can you talk about this, that, and the third? You know, frame your questions better. I would say that. I would say, like, if someone's obviously having trouble or obviously showing off, like, being anxious, I would say, like, give them a better time or, like, be easier with the questions, I guess I would say. I don't know, man. Just being more kind, I guess, would be the main thing.
Stop trying to always get that quote, you know?
Yeah, because and a lot of people will say, like, a lot of journalists aren't being journalists nowadays, or they're being narcissistic. Like, oh, you have to talk to me. You have to say what you have. Like, you have to answer my questions, type of deal. And that's not necessarily true. Like, again, the sports people, the athletes, they make the game what it is. We just talk about it. We just write about it. Right. So they don't have any obligation to us to talk to us because, again, there's more outlets to speak about. There's more outlets to speak through. You can go to Instagram. You can go to Players Tribune. You can go to Twitter, whatever it may be. You know, Kyrie even showed it off, like, for the time that he wasn't really talking to anybody. Like, he was a topic of discussion because he didn't want to talk to media people. Media people just have to stop being ignorant, or not ignorant, narcissistic or cocky, and acting like they have to be spoken to because no one has to speak to you.
So my second question was kind of like a little bit piggybacking off of one of the comments that you made. There being less journalism in journalism these days, would you say that that's an accurate assessment?
Yeah, I would. I would say it's like a lot of people that are fans, and that's why people are getting butthurt about Naomi not saying anything. That's why people are getting butthurt about Kyrie stepping on a logo. That's why people are getting butthurt.
And we're about to get into that in a minute.
Fans throwing, popcorn on players and whatnot. Like, you know, there's no such thing as objectivity, but you're supposed to be there to write about the game. You're not supposed to show off your fandom or whatever it may be. Like, be cut down the middle and go from there.
Yeah, so that's basically, you know, as far as what a better, you know, Brooks said what he thinks a better press, a better version of athlete press would look like to you guys. That would be the one biggest thing is ask the athlete questions that aren't going to put them in a
no more gotcha questions.
Yeah, the gotcha questions is really one of the biggest things that I got a problem with.
The gotcha questions, the questions that are just like Serena Williams got a question about, you usually smile after a win. Are you not smiling because it was against your sister? And she's like, she's like, nah, I just don't want to be here. I got to be here, you know, early in the morning. I'm tired. I'm this, that, and the third. Like, ask questions that you know aren't gonna get dumb. Like, those are just dumb questions. You don't have to ask something like that. Like,
and here's another thing. Yeah. You know what I think is ridiculous, bruh? Why would you interview somebody right after a game? Like, I'm talking about, like, immediately. Like, let's abolish courtside post-game interviews. Those are ridiculous, bro. Like, these people just got done, like, basketball players just get done playing like 4-hour back and forth running, and then you're gonna be asking them these super trivial questions that have no bearing on, you know, like, it's not like a timeless interview. It's something that you could do, you know, when like later on. It could be done on social media. It could be done even at the press thing they're mandated to do.
Yeah, let people like decompress from the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Because a lot of people, they don't like the Wizards. Whenever I do Wizards Zooms, the players usually come out like 15-20 minutes afterwards. They've taken a shower.
Exactly.
They've taken time to just like relax for a second, and it makes it better for us. So I would say that.
Yeah, man, social media has changed everything so much as far as, you know, who the athlete or how the athletes express themselves, that it's just all different now, man. Like, they're not using those outlets through media too much.
Athletes used to enjoy talking to the press and getting interviewed, but now they're afraid of journalists.
Big facts.
I would say, well, it also depends.
Not afraid of them, but like they don't like them as much.
I think it's because people, you know, again, you have these athletes that are thinking, oh, you have, like, something, why are you talking so badly about us? Why are you giving me such a hard time? Or you have some people that are like intentionally friendly with media, and, you know, they'll be like the anonymous source that says, oh, you know, there was a fight in the locker room, there was this, that, and the third in the locker room, you know, and some media, like, they have the ability to help players make more money, and I think that's one of the things that Kwame Brown was mad about. I don't necessarily agree. Mama's cooking. I don't necessarily agree that Stephen A was like talking bad on black men. Again, the dude is criticizing your performance. He's not criticizing you as a person. You know, I think that's kind of like a confusion there, a little bit of an issue. I don't think that there's a fear. I think there's just like an annoyance. I feel like there's just like, oh, I just don't want to talk to you, bro. You're annoying. Get out of here.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, people could talk to whoever now. I mean, they can just open up their phone and post a story, but negativity gets more views now. Unfortunately, shit, we know that all too well, bro.
We get more views on negative stuff than we do on something like this.
The algorithm be pushing out straight bullshit,
it's
man.
Crazy, man.
Straight bullshit. Yo, Dole just put something in here. What up, Dole? Some of the reporters do ask really stupid or weirdly framed questions these days. I'd want to duck them too. Think about this, bro.
Yeah, we do.
You are talking to millions of people, bro, and you ask them some gotcha ass question where they have to stumble all over themselves. No one looks good in the situation. The reporter or the media person asking the question doesn't look good. The athlete doesn't look good. The people that the media company or the journalists or whatever, whoever they work for, nobody looks good in a situation like that. If you get a quotable thing, obviously you're gonna get something viral. You know, you might get some clout or whatever. But that stuff is all temporary, and the athletes remember that shit, and they don't want to talk to you anymore.
Yeah, you definitely gotta be tighter with the questions, and you gotta like be able to, like, for me, when I go to a game afterwards, after people have had the chance to like cool down and all that, I'm gonna say something that like make you laugh, and then you're gonna be able to like calm down a little bit and give me some good answers. I'm not just gonna come out and ask like, oh, you know, you guys lost today. What happened? You know.
Yeah, what happened? Were you fucking watching?
Why did you only score 5 points? What, you know, you're usually so much better than this. Blah blah blah.
What do they want them to say? They want them to say, yeah, you know, last night I got way too fucked up, and today I was hungover, man. I took a mean shit before the game. Like, bro, they're not going to tell you that shit, bro. They're going to lie to you. They're going to give you them same as basic answers. And it's not the athlete's fault. The athletes just want to get up out of there.
Comes off on... Wait, what am I going to say? What? Like the Kyrie and the LeBron comment, LMAO.
What, when they were talking about they wanted to beat each other's ass?
No, when the guy was like, oh, you know, how's it like being...
Oh, LeBron.
How's it like having LeBron
father
as a father figure? Kyrie's like, I only have one father, and that's... What's his name?
That's Dedrick Irvin.
Yeah, Dedrick Irvin. That was probably the moment that Kyrie was like, I got to get out of here. Because that's a dumb question.
And before we get off this...
Why would you even ask somebody that?
0 out of 10
who
question,
is like,
bro.
who is known to have a relationship with his father, who has Rod Strickland as his godfather, like... Come on, bro.
They're just trying to piss that man off, bro. That's an awful question. For those that don't know, look up Kyrie Irving, LeBron, dad, and it's like, it's the funniest reaction, bro. He's just like, what the fuck you talking about? You know, LeBron is a great dad. You got me fucked up. Before we get off the topic of reporters, though, and move on to our next topic, man, Another thing that I my other beef with media, right, is I think it's not even sports media. This is media in general. They love, like Nick was saying, the bullshit, the negativity. Like, for example,
Bullshit sells, bro.
Look at draft day for NFL and NBA players. 90% of the shit they're showing is like, your father died when you were this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
And like, they'll hold the mic up to you and you're not saying nothing, but they'll just still hold the mic a little closer to you. Maybe they catch some sniffling and you know, they want you to hit them with the, I'm sorry, they want you to cry so bad, bro. They want you down bad. They want you to feel emotions, you know, and relive negative things for the sole purpose of them getting up there in clout and them getting, you know, promotions in their job. It's crazy, bro. I understand everybody got a job to do, but it's almost like it's just not right to make somebody feel shit like that and ask certain questions without regarding how somebody feels for, you know, the sole purpose of you know, I'm gonna benefit from this, so I'm gonna fucking do it. ESPN told me to do it, so I'm gonna do it. They're gonna give me a raise if for every tear that drops off his cheek, that's another $1,000.
And luckily for this year, they stopped doing that corny shit, because I don't think that really happened with the NFL draft. It didn't happen with the WNBA draft. I don't think it's gonna happen with the NBA stuff. Like, they were kind of just like, they were kind of chill about it. They were chill about not asking traumatic questions about like the past of what's going on. So I think that's a good turn. What did Dole say?
Thing I hate the most is, I'm sorry, I said I wasn't going to get emotional, just so they can look all serious and say shit like, take your time. They take your time. They be so ready to be like, excuse me, can you grab us a box of They want you to cry, son. They want you to feel like shit. It's so corny and fake
on the reporter's part. Yeah, and then some of them will be like, oh, this is a great snippet. This is a great clip. Clip this. Get this. You know what I mean? Like, and this isn't even sports. This is like when R. Kelly and what's her name was being interviewed.
Fighting for my fucking life.
Yeah, and she was saying, oh, I'm in my head, I'm like, oh, this is a great material. This is definitely gonna go viral, blah blah blah. And that's crazy. I mean, obviously the man is wrong for what he did, but like to be excited to get someone caught up like that, who's obviously a dumbass, because why would you continue to just like make yourself look bad like that?
That's what I'm saying. It's so fake, like Bruno's saying. Never mind. Who the hell is Bruno? I meant to say Dole. It's so corny and fake on the reporter's part. And that's what makes people like social media more, because it's real. It's authentic. You're seeing that person in their house, their face. Like, it's so much more up and personal, and it's on the athlete's time, and the athlete can do it from the comfort of wherever they are. They don't have to work. Obviously, they're still going to be talking to the same world, right? This shit spreads like wildfire, but they can do it at their own pace, their own time, their own comfortability. They be in their comfortable setting.
And I just want to say two more things about this topic before we move on too. I think
you called. Yo, what up, Bruno? I've never seen Bruno and Dole in the same place. Bro, that's crazy.
We saw him in the same room last week.
We did? Yeah. Oh, twice in 1 week, the same room? Crazy.
Nah, I think one of the things I want to go back to my sister's question too. Like, she was asking, you know, what's responsible athlete press. Maybe editors not requesting or not having like a deadline for a game to be at 11 o'clock, because then you can ask better questions sometimes. If I'm not worried about a deadline and having to ask these dumbass questions, then the article will come out better, the quotes will come out better.
Agreed.
So not being so pressed about that game article coming out, because again, these people know what happened. They know the score. They know about the highlights.
Yeah.
So you're just reading it to figure out what the journalist thinks about what the game was and this, that, and the third. So
exactly.
It's an interesting road, man, because again, you don't have to read or you don't have to watch ESPN to figure out what happened. Like, we can watch highlights and stuff on Twitter, Instagram, whatever it may be, form our own opinion. So it's definitely a thing of figuring out how to appeal to more people. And I also want to just read this thread from one of my friends about Naomi, Osaka.
Go for it, bro.
He was saying journalists so often feel the need that they have to have someone's time. We aren't the center of attention. We never should be. This posturing of calling Osaka a spoiled brat is a projection of your own securities. Most journalists hold tons of privilege. But many journalists say we want to bring truth to the light. Why are you not holding institutions accountable? Have you ever considered that one person isn't the bulwark of the toxic country club culture that's in tennis and golf? But hey, Osaka is a brat, right? What a joke. we as journalists are supposed to bring truth to light. So why do so many of us not hold institutions accountable? Why do we take everything an organization says at face value, but not the people who feel wronged by it? Those are the questions that we must ask ourselves. Which goes back to what Mike Greenberg said as far as journalists not being journalists, people not holding people of power to account, because that's why we keep on having dumbasses believe whatever big organizations say about somebody. Like, if Danny Ainge and the Celtics shitted on Kyrie Irving, a lot of people would believe that, but they wouldn't believe the teammates and they wouldn't believe anybody else, because, like, oh, that's an authority figure. You gotta believe him.
Crazy. That's
wild,
crazy.
bro.
Speaking of Kyrie, man, he's literally right there right now. 27-21 Brooklyn, man. We're going to talk some basketball, though, man. Let's shift gears. I do want to say, Bruno just put something in here, because reporters are competing with each other for sound bites. Most really don't care too much about the actual sports-related questions from what I see, mostly just how the players feel or something. I don't think they give a rat's ass about anything other than let's get the most soundbite clip. Let's get the most gotcha question that we could possibly get, and just go and run with it. It is what it is, man. Shout out to all the real reporters, man. Shout out to this guy right here, the real reporters, man, that's doing their due diligence, and not the ones that are out here that are just bashing athletes for not wanting to talk to them, man. I completely understand why she don't want to talk to nobody.
I appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
My guy or gal, thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell, and share this video for the latest on sports, progressive politics, and pop culture.